Five. How are we, lads? ProEnzo, Vidz, CJ MOXLEY. Alright, we're just walking in now for the Dragons and the Bulldogs come back. The crowd is electric! Yeah! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the YouTube channel. My name is Nick from Australia. Welcome to the Rugby League Breakdown Podcast, episode number 95. We're getting closer and closer to the big 100. And unfortunately, CJ MOXLEY will not be here tonight. He has actually done a hamstring. He has been ruled out, so not a good night for CJ. We would like to wish you all the best, CJ, with your hamstring problem, and we hope that you can make a speedy recovery. And we look forward to seeing you next week on episode number 96. But replacing CJ MOXLEY for this evening is Rugby League content creator on YouTube and a little bit on TikTok now recently as well. It is Warriors NRL Fanatics. How are you, my friend? It's good to have you on the show tonight.
Yes, it's great. It's great to be on again. The podcast.
Hang on, bro, we can't see it. All we can see is your nose and your mouth.
Yeah, right.
Sorry.
Episode 95. So yeah, getting close to 100. So yeah, it's good to be on, and yeah, can't wait for tonight's show. And it's good to see you, ProEnzo Vidz, as well. So yeah, it's been a while, but it's good to be back on.
Well, it's good to have you on the channel. And ProEnzo, as always, I'm sure you're doing well, my friend.
Yeah, mate, going well. Should be a good show tonight. Good to have Fanatics on, and tonight's show should be good. I'm looking forward to all the topics for the episode 95, nearly at 100. So that's crazy.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's going to be a great show tonight. Episode 100 is going to be outstanding. Hello to the live chat. I love seeing the crowd build up here now. Hello to Mel. Hope you're doing well. Josh Rabbitohs 2023. Let's go Bulldogs. SS Storm fan. Metal Panther. Hope you guys are all doing fantastic. We got Kyle Hunter Hansen. Hope you're doing well as well, my friend. SS Storm fan. Stephanie, Stay Funny Steph. Hello. I hope you're doing good. Jason Reader, as always. Hello. Hello to everyone that's rocking up. I see Hainsey in the chat. Aaron. Liam Pritchard. Will says, yes. Ever since I mentioned Cronulla will miss the 8, everyone's been saying it. So maybe the media are watching my content. Who knows? Hello to everyone. I hope you're all doing very well on this beautiful Wednesday night. It is July 19, 2023. And it is 7:04 p.m. Hope everyone in the live chat is doing very well. All right. Plenty to talk about tonight. We might as well get straight into the program with topic number 5. And we're going to start off with some news that has been going over over the weekend. The West Tigers have shown some interest in Leeds Rhinos halfback AIDEN SEZER. If you're unfamiliar with AIDEN SEZER, he started his career at the Gold Coast Titans. He was there for quite some time, actually, and then he ended up at the Raiders, had a really good stint there. And at the moment, he was at the Huddersfield Giants. Now he's at the Leeds Rhinos over in the Super League. And the West Tigers have seemed to throw a fair bit of interest towards AIDEN SEZER. And ProEnzo, I'm sure you're very familiar with AIDEN SEZER. Do you think he'd be a good asset to the West Tigers? Obviously, they've lost Luke Brooks, so they need an experienced half. Do you think SEZER to the Tigers would be a good move?
Yeah, I'd say it's what they need. I think they do need a experienced number 7 that could, take them around and lead them around as a club. Because I think, we've obviously in the past having Dewey and Brooks and Wakeham, they just haven't, shown anything, I don't think, or not enough. So I think with how AIDEN SEZER is over in the Super League and what he's done for Canberra, don't forget, he took Raiders to that 2019 grand final as well.
Correct.
He was incredible that year as well. And I think throughout his career, he's just proven to be a very good player. So I think Tigers signing him is very smart. And I'm glad Benji, saw that that's what Tigers need, a good number 7 like him. So I'd say it's a good pickup by the Tigers. And, I mean, they signed Latu Finu as well, so he might be the 5'8", if that's the case.
The only problem with the AIDEN SEZER pickup is he is 32 years old. So he's not getting younger. He's probably got 2 to 3 years left in him. Hasn't had a lot of major injuries like a lot of other halfbacks. But, look, I think AIDEN SEZER going to the Tigers would be a very interesting move. Warriors NRL Fanatics, you would obviously remember AIDEN SEZER pretty well.
Yep.
You think he is what the Tigers need?
Yeah, look, I think he's a very good player. I think he's very talented. He's been around for quite some time. Yeah, look, I think it'd be a good pickup. I think it really would be a good pickup for the West Tigers. Obviously, he is getting a little bit older. Maybe that's a slight concern, but look, I think he's a very handy player and he's a good talent, and he's experienced as well. That's the main thing. He's an experienced player as well. So yeah, I think he'll be a good pickup for the West Tigers.
Yeah, look, like I said, I think the only concern about this would be his age, 32 years old. It does seem like a desperate move from the Tigers to try and improve a little bit. But I think with the situation the West Tigers are in, they haven't played finals since 2011. They want to play finals again. And I'm not sure if AIDEN SEZER can take them to the top 8, but I'm sure he can take them out of the bottom 4. He's a really good leader. He's very experienced, good goal kicker, great kicking game. And he is from Sydney. He is from Bankstown. I believe he was born down that way in the Bulldog area, Canterbury area. So, look, I think the Tigers just need to make sure this signing does happen. I think it'll be a good thing for the Tigers. Now, who his house partner will be is still a little bit unknown. You've got Wakeham. You've got the Fanu brothers. I don't know if they're ready for NRL. I've got Adam Dewey coming back as well for next season. So they've got some options there at 5'8", but AIDEN SEZER at halfback. I don't mind it, boys. I really don't mind it.
Yeah, I think he's a leader, and I think that's what Tigers have been lacking for a long time. So, he'll do a job there. But, yeah, I think the Tigers just need to find that right number 6 now. I don't think Wakeham's the answer. So,
no way.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Dewey?
If he's fit, if Dewey stays fit.
Well, apparently the Tigers are shopping him around, so I'm not too sure how long he'll be there for. But on his day, he's a player.
Shopping your captain around after a season-ending injury. I know he's had a few bad ones, Dewey, but come on, you don't see the fucking the big clubs shipping their captain around like this. Like that's pretty poor. Like for example, you don't see Souths, Roosters, Melbourne, all these sort of sides, Penrith as well. You don't see them shipping off their captain when they've got a season-ending injury.
Yeah, it's a tough call, I think. But whatever the Tigers do, it has to be successful. The
last thing I'll ask you guys on AIDEN SEZER is, do you think he could be the captain, or do you think they'll keep it as Coruscant and Bateman and Dewey and all these sort of guys?
Look, in my opinion, they need one captain only, and that's only one captain. I think Coruscant should be the leader. I see him as a leader going forward, so I pick him.
Yeah. What about you, Fanatics?
Yeah, I personally would have one captain. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of having all these captains. Like just for me, one captain's enough. And like Coruscant is an experienced player, so I probably would have Coruscant there as a captain, captain.
All right, well, let's move on to topic number 4 now. And, a couple of suspensions that I would like to talk about, boys. Regan Campbell-Gillard, Micah SIVO, and TINO received huge suspensions. Now, SIVO got 4 weeks because he challenged it last night at the judiciary. He was unsuccessful. So instead of getting 3 weeks, he's gotten 4 weeks. Campbell-Gillard got 4 weeks, and TINO got 3 weeks. So not good for the Titans and the Eels, but we'll start with the Eels one. Regan Campbell-Gillard was suspended for 4 weeks for putting his knees on the ground, which was terrible. It was a horrible look. when we were at the game live, Lorenzo, I had no idea what he got sin bin for.
Yeah,
Thought it
same.
might have just been a late shot, but after the game, we had a better look at it and we seen what happened. And fair enough from RCG. I mean, he deserved to get sin bin. He probably should have got sent off, to be honest. But you think the 4 weeks for Campbell Gillard is the right decision?
Yeah, I'd say it is. I think 4 weeks is the maximum I'd give for what he did. Because dropping your knees to a player is pretty poor, in my opinion. Like, that's pretty low to do. You could argue more, but I'd say 4 is the minimum, so I'd say it's fair enough.
What about you, Fanatics? Do you think 4 weeks was fair enough for Campbell Gillard?
Yeah, so I had a look at it today. Actually, I just went back and had a look at it to give a proper judgment. But yeah, look, for me, I think it was a very it was a terrible tackle there by Regan Campbell Gillard, and putting your knee into a player is just not on. So yeah, look, I think 4 weeks for me is pretty much fair. I think it's fair enough. You probably you deserve 4 weeks for that, especially if you do something sort of when you do your knee to a player in the tackle, which is not on. So yeah, 4 weeks is fair enough, I think.
The biggest problem I have with the Campbell Gillard one is a lot of media out there are saying, is it intentional? Was it an accident? I'm not sure it really matters which way they go about it, because the grading is obviously what makes the suspension bad. But I don't know what he was thinking, boys. Maybe it was just a brain snap. Maybe he was just frustrated. I don't know what it was, but it was pretty uncalled for, wasn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't needed. I think RCG should have known better as an experienced player to not do that. Because we thought it was a high tackle, like a swinging arm or something. But yeah, dropping your knees, that's disgusting.
I think Campbell Gillard will learn from this. I don't think he's a dirty player. I don't think he's a grub. I think he definitely pushes the boundaries a little bit, but every aggressive front rower does the same thing. So, big loss for Parramatta, boys. Campbell Gillard, it's a huge loss.
No,
a huge
sure.
blow for him.
Yeah, like
4 weeks.
Yeah, that's a month out. Yeah, for their finals chances too, that hurts them a lot there.
Yeah, and with all due respect, Junior Paulo hasn't really been playing his best football since he got dropped from Origin. He's sort of dropped his form a little bit. Everyone else is going to have to step up for Parramatta now, because RCG is a big loss, and Parramatta are only just inside the top 8 at the moment. So if they're going to play finals, Junior Paulo is going to have to take this forward pack on his own, and he's going to have to stand up. Oh,
absolutely, yeah. Because I think Junior Paulo is probably the second best forward leader in that pack, I'd say.
Yeah.
And yeah, look, I think he has been dominating as much as Para would like him to. So yeah, big ask for him now.
Mate, I watched him on the weekend very closely, and he was just standing around. There was a few times where he ran a decoy, and he looked frustrated because he had a chance if he got the ball past to him. He looked frustrated. He looked really, I don't know, he just looked lost on the weekend. I don't know what was going on there. But let's move on to the SIVO suspension. Now, the SIVO one is definitely a controversial one, because a lot of people, including us, Lorenzo, watching it live, I was surprised he got binned. But having another look at it, you can understand it. But, geez, 4 weeks. Jeez. He didn't deserve 4 weeks, but because he challenged it and he lost, that's why it happened. It's SIVO. I don't think he'll win the top try scorer now that he's been suspended for 4 weeks. Big loss for Parramatta, though.
Oh, yeah. No, it's huge, because he's, one of their best wingers at the club, and I'd say he is their best winger at the club. But yeah, I think for starters, challenging it in the first place was really stupid. There was no need to challenge that, because either way, with how the game's been run this year, it's been a suspension in their books anyway. So, a challenging of that shouldn't have happened. But look, hurts Parramatta, hurts their backline, and 4 weeks is way too much. I would have given him 2, I'd say.
Well, he was originally charged with 3 weeks, but then he challenged it and they lost last night. So he's been given 4 weeks. What about you, Fanatics? Do you think the SIVO one was fair? Because, like with all due respect, I've seen worse. I've seen worse all year, and they haven't been 3-4 week suspensions. But what's your take on it, Fanatics?
Yeah, look, I don't think 4 weeks is fair at all. No, I don't think he should have been given that much. I think a 3-game ban would be enough. Even a 2-game ban for that. Like, it wasn't really that bad. So yeah, I wouldn't have given it 4 weeks. No, I mean, I know he challenged it, and I think that's a risk you take when you challenge it to a judiciary, because generally the judiciary is not going to favour you. So yeah, look, I think 4 weeks is a bit harsh.
Yeah.
I think it should have been at least 3 or 2 games.
I'm not sure if SIVO has a history of this. I know he's done it a few times, like ran out the line and hit players high, and he's copped a suspension for it, or a week or 2, or a fine. But yeah, I don't know. When someone comes when someone comes off their wing at that speed and they're going to contact someone, all it takes is for the player with the ball to slip or step the wrong way, and all of a sudden the defender is absolutely vulnerable and he can't pull out. There's nothing he can do about it. It's like when you see a front rower put pressure on a halfback or a 5'8", and they're sprinting at full belt and they just can't slow down. They have to contact them. And sometimes that's just how it is. So I don't think 4 weeks was fair. Hell, even the 3-week charge was ridiculous. I thought maybe a week at best.
Yeah, true. I look, I would have given it 2 weeks personally. That's just me.
If he got charged with 2 weeks and he lost and got 3 weeks, I would have been fine with it. But to miss a month for that is absolutely ridiculous. But anyway, let's move on to the final one of this whole thing, TINO. Now,
about time.
Whether you like TINO, whether you hate TINO, whether you're TINO's biggest fan, whatever it may be, Tino Fa'asuamaleaui has been suspended because of a shoulder charge he did. I think it was in the 41st or 42nd minute of the second half. It wasn't the forearm where he was penalised for. It was the shoulder charge he did early in the second half. We saw the shoulder charge. It was pretty much right in front of us. He was penalised for it and put on report. Shoulder charges, why wasn't he binned? That's what I want to know. Shoulder charges are fucking bin bins, aren't they?
Well, that's what we thought, and I think fans were losing it, and fair enough they were, because SIVO went to the sin bin for East tackle, but arguably a shoulder charge is a bit worse. So
it is worse.
Force, that's the thing. And
no wonder the crowd was chanting "Tino's a wanker." No bloody wonder.
We were part of it, me and you. So,
I was out of my seat, losing my voice.
So I mean, a bit ridiculous how he got away with that part of it, but I'm just glad he got suspended though. I think being suspended was a fair call, and it's about time he got caught out. But another issue I have is now I don't particularly like the player, so but in this situation where he when he charged his forearm yet again into Mitchell Moses, that was disgusting. And
he wasn't even charged for that either.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say if another player did that, that'd be charged. But he did it again, and nothing on it, nothing.
Allow me to go through all of the victims from Tino's fucking elbows. Jordan McLean is a victim back in round 4 or round 3, whenever we played the Titans. Reid Marnie was absolutely concussed against the Dogs after an Origin game, or was around that time, before Origin. Api Coruscant had a broken fucking jaw thanks to Tino. Completely ruled him out of state of origin. And on the weekend, he did it to Mitchell Moses. How many times does he need to get away with this? How many times can he get away with this? I'm pretty sure by the NRL rules, when a person runs with the football, they are not allowed to stick their fucking forearm out and knock players out as a weapon. You can't do it.
Absolutely not. And because I think the players have a duty of care. So obviously Tino has ignored that and just has kept him, charging with his forearm, which is not, not a good look for himself in the game. So it's bad.
Mate, do this. Do the fend.
Yeah.
What happened to
palm
the
defend,
fend? I haven't seen a fend since fucking Latrell. Jesus Christ. You carry the ball in one hand, one arm, and you use your fucking fend them off with the other.
That's all
What are you going to do? What happened to the old fend?
Yeah, I missed that.
Jesus Christ. No, honestly. But the shoulder charge was lazy. You got 4 weeks for it. Fair enough. It was bound to happen sooner than later.
Yeah, I agree with it. Yeah, fair enough. About time.
Yeah. Bound to happen soon. It's just honestly. But I'll tell you what, if this was before an Origin game, boys, would you got charged?
Honestly,
Probably not.
it's
Eh?
hard. Yeah, I agree.
He would have got a fine. He would have got like a $2,000 fine and probably like a grade 1. But because Origin's over now and we're focusing on the back end of the season, trying to work out who's going to play finals footy, who's going to get into that top 8, who's going to secure a top 4 finish. But finally, Tino has done something stupid and he's got caught for it.
Yeah, well, it's karma. I think that's Tino's karma, and that's what has been coming to him.
And look, don't get me wrong. Tino is a quality player. He is one hell of a front rower. He is one of the best front rowers in the game, probably in the top 10. But it was bound to happen. He was bound to get caught soon for something stupid like this.
Yeah, it's about time, I think, definitely.
A lot of people will defend Tino. A lot of people will criticize Tino. But at the end of the day, he has broken the NRL rules and he's gotten caught. So it was bound to happen soon.
Yeah. Oh well, Tino, enjoy your 4 weeks off.
Hopefully he learns from it and comes back a better player.
Hope so.
Let's go to topic number 3 now. And boys, I'm not going to say I'm surprised by this, but what I am surprised about is the timing of this. Topic number 3. The Sharks have dropped Matt Moylan for Braden Trindle. Now, if you guys have been following the channel for a long time, you would know I am a big Braden Trindle fan. I rate him highly. I think he's a quality half, and I think if he was at a bottom 4 team, he would just about be a starting half at majority of those bottom 4 teams. But my problem with this, boys, is why are the Sharks dropping Moylan right now? We're going into round 21. We've got about 6-7 weeks until the final series begins. The Sharks are in the top 8 for now. Why would they drop their number 6 right now for a guy who's only played like 4 or 5 games all year and he's been playing reserve grade? I just don't understand why you'd want to change your spine now. I know Cronulla got flogged on the weekend by the Warriors, but is dropping Matt Moylan really going to change their miserable defense on that side of the field? ProEnzo, what's your take on it?
Well, yeah, it was very bold when I saw it. Like seeing, I guess, Moylan being dropped and Talakai being benched, I think that they're fair calls, both of them. But you have to remember, Sharks are in a position where they're fighting for a spot in the 8. And even though they're sitting comfortably as of right now in the top 8, points are that crucial in the competition. And all you want to do is build cohesion and build consistency. So I think dropping Moylan's a risk. It might be a good risk, but it might be a bad risk as well. So, we'll see how it all goes. But I think Braden Trindle is a good enough replacement and will do a job. But yeah, look, dropping Moylan won't fix all the issues, I don't think, because they still
I just don't like the timing. I just don't understand the timing of this, boys. Like, we're 6-7 weeks until the finals. The Sharks are in the top 8. They were in the top 4 for the last 6 weeks. They are in a bit of a slump. They are starting to feel the pressure because they can't beat top 8 sides. Dropping Moylan now, the timing of it, I don't know. Is Braden Trindle and Nico Hines, is that going to be the connection going into the finals if the Sharks get there? Is Matt Moylan drop for a week and then comes back into the team? Like, I'm so confused with the direction here from the Sharks. Fanatics, what's your take on it?
Yeah, look, I think I think it's the right call, dropping Moylan, but it is a big call because, obviously with the Sharks and where they're at the moment, they're not actually out of the finals. They're in the top 8, and they had a bad loss against us on the weekend. But look, I think Moylan, is still a good player. I know he has his defensive issues as well. Trindle's a very good talent as well. I watched a bit of Trindle on the weekend. He was playing for the Newtown Jets against the Warriors in the New South Wales Cup, because I was watching that game. So, yeah, look, for me, it is a big call. It's a massive call just to drop Moylan right now. Although he hasn't been playing well, I don't think he's been playing well lately. I think he's been exposed quite a few times defensively in some of the games. But, yeah, I don't know. It is a big call. I think it's a big call, personally. To bring in Trindle right now, he's only played a couple of games in the NRL this year. So, yeah. That's
my problem is the timing of it is just shit. It's shit timing. It really is. Now, I think Moylan had to be dropped because his form has been terrible the last month. He looks really slow and lethargic. He doesn't have that speed that he used to have when he was a running 6 a few years ago, when he was more dangerous. But, Jesus, man, to drop him right now, don't know. I get they had to do something. I get Trindle needs to come in there, but considering who the Sharks have to play with their run home to the finals, if they get there, to be dropping Moylan now and to be hoping Trindle does an amazing job now with a new combination with Nico Hines puts a lot of pressure on Nico Hines. It's very difficult, boys. It's a shit situation.
Yeah, it is tough, and we'll see how it all goes against Manly this Sunday. But it's a very interesting call to make at this time of the year.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, personally, boys, if the Sharks make the 8, Matt Moylan should be the number 6. But I think Trindle needs to be in there at the moment because Moylan's form isn't great. But I feel like if the Sharks make the 8, Moylan at 6 is better than Trindle because Moylan's been there and done it. It's such a fuck situation for the Sharks.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know.
It's tough.
What direction are they going? I genuinely do not know. I do not know. But it's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out. Also, just quickly, they did put Connor Tracy in the centres and Talakai on the bench. I think that was long overdue as well.
Yeah, it was. I think Talakai's defence and just, I guess, the way he's been playing, it's not really a starting 13 standard. So Tracy being there, it probably helps the team a bit more.
Well, I said it in round round 19, round 18, the Sharks and Tigers game. I said after that game on the review that the Sharks will miss the 8. I put it on record. It was on Instagram. It is going to happen. They will miss the 8. But we'll see. We'll see how they go. Big game against your boys Manly this weekend, and we'll get into that tip a bit later on. But big call from Craig Fitzgibbon and the Sharks. Topic number 2. Some breaking news out of Townsville today, and my team, the North Queensland Cowboys, have re-signed Jake Granville for 1 more year. Now, this weekend in the Cowboys and Eels game up in Townsville, Jake Granville will play his 200th game, which is a phenomenal achievement from someone like Granville, who's the ultimate utility. He's basically our Mitchell Orbison, let's be honest. I am glad he is going 1 more year. I think he's got plenty more in the tank. Warriors NRL Fanatics, do you think the Cowboys giving Granville 1 more year is a good decision, or do you think he should have retired?
Yeah, look, I think it's a good decision. I do. I think he's got plenty more to give at the Cowboys, especially now with him obviously not, he's not your starting hooker anymore. He's a player you have off the bench, plays a utility. So, yeah, and, I think the young players can learn off a lot of Jake Granville as well. He's an experienced player. He's been around for quite a while. And, yeah, I think it's a good move, actually. I really do. One one more year can't hurt for the Cowboys. And yeah, I think it's a good call, I think, for me.
You know, he's gone from playing hooker to centre to fullback to prop to back row to lock. He plays everywhere, Granville. You literally put him in any position, he'll do the job. ProEnzo, what's your take on this?
Look, it's a smart re-signing, I reckon. I think the Cowboys keeping a veteran like Granville for another year is probably a good move and in the right direction as well. Yeah, look, honestly, the Cowboys have a lot of kids coming through, so it wouldn't shock me if Granville was to miss a bench spot by next year or something. But I think if he's still there for experience or just depth, I think he'd be a good he'd still give good service and good experience whenever he does play. So yeah, just one more year or maybe even more. Yeah, no, it's a smart re-signing for a good club. Then
he's just a tough player. I mean, he goes out there. You play him in any position, he'll do a job. He's the ultimate versatile player. He can play anywhere.
Yeah,
he can literally play anywhere. Jake Granville, hell of a player. I'm glad he's going one more year. I think he deserves it as well, and I think he'll be in the best 17 again next year because, well, he's doing his job. I mean, he's playing a bit of lock at the moment off the bench and coming on and doing a hell of a job. So great move from Todd Payton. And you know what? The timing couldn't have been better. It's his 12th game this weekend against Parramatta. I think this is outstanding.
Yeah, no, look, good on Granville and the Cowboys. I think going for another year is a smart move.
Let's move on to topic number 1 now. And, boys, this is a really tough one to get a view of. Who wins the 2023 NRL Dally M from here? Now, obviously, there were a few guys up there before they hit the Dally M's from all of us. Obviously, Payne Haas was up there. Nico Hines was up there. Sean Johnson was up there. I think even Reece Walsh might have been there best, but I don't think Reece Walsh can win it now unless there's a rule that I don't know about. But ProEnzo, from the players that are in form and the players that were thereabouts, from here on out, who do you think wins the 2023 Dally M?
Oh man, it's so tough to pick because there's so many players you can choose from. Like that's in contention. Yeah, no, this is really tough, honestly. But if I'm to pick someone, I am going to pick Reece Walsh if he's eligible. I reckon the way he's been playing this year, it's been what he can do, and that's potentially has as a player to play as good as what he has been this year. Yeah, look, I think it's between him and Payne Haas and a few other players. I think Walsh is showcasing why he is going to be a long-term Maroons, potentially Australian fullback and Broncos fullback for a long time. He's a terrific player. Obviously, it was probably disappointing for the Warriors letting him go, but since leaving the Warriors, he's picked up his form and he's really looked a bit more focused this year. So if he can win it, I'll go with him.
All right. Oh shit. Are we there, boys? We good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, boy. My internet decided to shit the bed for a moment. If Reece Walsh is not, if Reece Walsh is ineligible, if he can't win it because of the suspension, who would you pick then?
Oh, Sean Johnson, absolutely. I think SJ this year is reborn, and it's fantastic to see him play this good. So I go with him.
What about you, Fanatics? Who do you think wins it from here? I know you're probably going to say Sean Johnson or something, but do you think Sean Johnson wins the Dally M, or do you think it'll be someone else?
Look, there's a lot of contenders out there. There's a lot, like Payne Haas and, the likes of Dylan Edwards, all those players. But, yeah, look, obviously I'm going to say Sean Johnson. I think Sean Johnson's this season, if you look at the way he's been going in his performances, have been really consistent each week. And, he's well up there in terms of stats as well. So, this is probably his best season he's had in a long time, career-wise. Look, for me, I've got to say Sean Johnson will probably win it. I think he deserves to win it this year, personally. And I think he's been pretty consistent throughout the season. So, yeah, like I'd probably go with Sean Johnson.
Yeah, look, for me, there's definitely plenty of guys you could throw in there. Like, I think, obviously, Nico Hines won it last season. Nico Hines would actually still be a good shot for me because he didn't play Origin, or he did play Origin 1, but after that, he played during the Origin period. He killed the Tigers in that Origin-affected game, where I think he would have got some points. And what's that other game? The Bulldogs game where he killed them. Nico Hines, for me, is still a massive chance to go back-to-back because every game the Sharks have won, Nico Hines has been probably in the top 3 for the Sharks, so he would have got points. Now, you might not agree Nico Hines deserves the Dally M medal, but because of how the point system works, I would not be surprised. If Nico won it again. So he needs to be in the conversation. Fanatics just cut out. He'll be back in a moment. There we go. Fuck me, Dad. Sorry. Bloody hell, Fanatics. I think Payne Haas is going to be up there. I think he'll be close. I think Dylan Edwards will be very close. I think Scott Drinkwater at the moment would be very close. Drinkwater's probably the best fullback in the game on form. So he would have been getting some Dally M points recently. So there's so many guys. There's so many guys you can name. Even Dylan Edwards, boys. No one's talking about Dylan Edwards. So for me, I'm going to predict Sean Johnson wins the Dally M from here. But I reckon Nico Hines will probably get second. I reckon he'll be second place.
Yeah, look, I think Hines is a good shout. The way he's been playing for the Sharks obviously shows why he be in conversation still. But I just think based on this year, how Warriors and teams like Broncos have been playing, Walsh, Haas, Johnson have been all the backbone of why those teams have been successful. So, look, I think I have them above Hines. That's just me. But I think Hines will come really close to winning that Dally M yet again, though.
See, the reason why everyone's so upset about Nico Hines and everyone's like, oh, Nico Hines, if he wins it, people are going to be rioting and losing their shit online. But the thing is, Nico Hines, yes, I know the Sharks can't beat top teams. We get it. We know. We understand that. But some of them games this year, he would have got 1 or 2 points in those losses against top teams. Like the game against Parramatta earlier in the year, he probably would have got a point or 2 for that. He probably got a point against the Warriors earlier this year when the Warriors had that big comeback. He probably got some there as well. So, look, I'm not picking Nico to win it, but if he does win it because of the Sharks run home and the teams that they have beaten, don't be upset. It's the system that's cooked. But the other thing I want to mention about Nico Hines as well that everyone's so upset about, because Nico Hines got dropped from Origin, everyone thinks he dropped form. Nico Hines, the first 10 rounds of the season, from round 1 to round 10, he was the best halfback in the competition. And then he got picked in Origin, obviously played out of position, got dropped. Form was down a little bit. And in the Origin period, he had monster games against the Tigers, the Dogs, the Dragons as well. So don't be surprised if Nico Hines wins it again because he hasn't been bad at all. He's had a good season.
Yeah, that's a fair point. I think so far Johnson this year was probably...
Johnson deserves it, bro.
Yeah, he deserves it, definitely. Look, even in a struggling side, DCE's been incredible too. So I think DCE would get some sort of close mention. But, I think for me, Johnson to win it.
Just keep your eyes on Dylan Edwards and Scott Drinkwater and maybe a ruffian Clint Gufferson. Those 3 are coming. Gufferson and Drinkwater are definitely coming. So keep an eye on those 2. Drinkwater might be the smoky of this whole thing. So,
yeah, maybe.
I'm going to pick Sean Johnson from here. I reckon he'll win the Dally M.
Yeah, SJ as well.
Yeah. All right. We're all going Sean Johnson. All right. No more topics. It's time for the Breakdown Podcast Game Show episode 95.
Oh,
Now,
here we go.
tonight, it is ProEnzo Vidz versus special guest Warriors NRL Fanatics. Now, obviously, everyone knows how the game goes. First one to get 3 questions right is the winner. Whoever gets 3 questions right wins. If anybody in the live chat reveals the answers to the questions, they will be banned for 5 minutes. If anybody gets banned and decides to do it again, then they will just get blocked because it's a game show and we don't like people trying to cheat for other people for results. So we're going to get the odds up here from Nick Bet and controversial lady from the Nick Bet Studios from the Breakdown Podcast. Barbara has sent in the odds.
Barbara.
Don't worry about Barbara, boys. She's under investigation, to be honest.
Yeah, good.
We've got ProEnzo Vidz here at $2, and we got Warriors Fanatics at $69 odds. Jesus Christ, Barbara. I'm not sure if her head's in the toilet tonight, but fuck. ProEnzo, $2 favorite. Warriors Fanatics at $69 odds.
Jeez.
Well, it's a lot of pressure on me. I'll just say that. There's a lot of pressure on me.
Yeah, well, I'm going to have to have a ProEnzo, me, you, and CJ are going to have a board meeting at 9:57 p.m. tonight about Barbara. She's very controversial.
Yeah, we might need something different, I think. A new direction would do us better.
Yeah. All right, well, let's get into the Breakdown Podcast game show. I'm going to ask you guys the questions. Are you ready?
I am, yep.
Yep.
All right. Question number 1. This weekend in the Titans versus Roosters game, who is wearing jersey number 13 for the Titans?
Aaron Clark.
Well done. Good start.
Yeah.
I was trying to trick you on that one, but it didn't work out. Damn it. All right. 1-0 for ProEnzo. Good start, mate. All right. Question number 2. Earlier this season, when the Eels defeated the Cowboys, what was the score?
24-16.
Oh, fucking hell. Got it again.
God.
Yeah.
This is going to be the quickest game show of all time.
But
Fanatics!
I
Come on,
remember that
bro.
game.
Oh, you know what? Because it's 2-0 and this game's going to be over in 60 seconds, we're going to go a Warriors question.
Yeah, fair enough, yeah.
We're going to a Warriors question. Right. In round number 3, when the Warriors beat the Cowboys 26-12, who was the first try scorer in that game?
Dylan Walker.
Incorrect.
Was it Marcelo Montoya?
Incorrect. ProEnzo.
Edward Kosi.
Incorrect. Fanatics.
Dallin. No, hang on. Dallin wasn't playing. No, it wasn't Dallin.
Go on. Who?
Was it? Dallin
No.
or Teaser Lisney? No.
All right. I'm going to give you a clue. It was the Cowboys player.
Kyle Felt.
Incorrect.
Scott Drinkwater?
He was not playing.
Val Holmes.
Incorrect. Fanatics.
Oh. Was it? Was it? Nah, I'm not. I'll probably say. Was it Hiku? Was Hiku playing?
No, it wasn't Hiku.
Murray Salungi.
No, you aren't going to get it, I don't think. Which is like a new question.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
The answer was Tom Chester.
Tom Chester.
He's never would have got it.
Yeah.
No.
All right, next question. In the round 11 game between the Bulldogs and the Warriors, where the Warriors won 24-12 at Accor Stadium, who was the first try scorer in that game?
Phil Blake.
Incorrect.
Oh.
Was it Montoya?
Incorrect. The clue that I'm giving you, it is a forward.
Fuck, Josh Curran?
Fuck me. Well done.
Yeah.
There we go.
3-0.
Oh,
Well,
good. No, good game, Fanatics.
Yep.
On behalf
Okay.
of the board of directors of the Breakdown Podcast, I'd like to apologise for the quickest Breakdown Podcast game show of all time. I don't know what happened to Fanatics there, but it wasn't a good day.
Yeah. Oh, well, better luck next time.
3-0. It is what it is, boys. Sometimes the podcast game show goes quicker than you think.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, that's what happens.
Anyway, good job, boys. Let's get into the round 21 preview. Let's get into the tips for the weekend. And it all begins tomorrow night, obviously. Thursday night football from Wollongong. We got the Dragons up against the West Tigers, the Spoon Bowl. ProEnzo, who do you like in the Spoon Bowl tomorrow night?
I reckon the Dragons win the Spoon Bowl at Win Stadium. I think at home they might just help them a bit. So I'll go Dragons by 6 and first try scorer. Let's go Ravalawa.
All right. Fanatics, Dragons, Tigers, Spoon Bowl.
Dragons for me. Dragons by 10. And is Lomax playing? I'll go with Zach Lomax.
Yeah, Lomax is in the centres. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go for him for first try.
I'm going to go the Dragons 1-12, and I'm going to go Tyrell Sloan for first try scorer.
Yep.
Friday night, 6 o'clock, Matt Smart Stadium in New Zealand. It is 4th against 5th. It's the Warriors and the Raiders. Fanatics, obviously the Warriors will win, weren't they?
Yep, Warriors for me. Yep, I'll go the Warriors. I'll go Warriors by 6. Yeah, I think it'd be close. I'll go Warriors by 6 for me. So, yeah, first try scorer, I'll go Dylan Watini-Zelezniak.
I like it. What about you, ProEnzo Vidz?
I think the Warriors will win. They should. I mean, this is a game in New Zealand. They should win, and yeah, I reckon they will. So Warriors by 10 and first try scorer. Gonna back Mitch Barnett for first try, bit of a roughie.
Ooh. I'm going the Warriors 1-12, and I'm going to go with Chance Nickel Klukstad for first try.
Gets his old club.
The main game on Friday night, the 8 o'clock game, the blockbuster game, the game of the round that we're all talking about here. South Sydney Rabbitohs, Brisbane Broncos from Sunshine Coast Stadium. ProEnzo, who do you like in this one?
Yeah, big game. Great game as well. Yeah, I struggled to really find a way to, get my tip on this one, but I did tip the Rabbitohs because of all the players that are coming back, like Latrell, Kalama-Tungi, Arrow, you name it. Heaps of players in quality are coming back. So, look, would not shock me if the Broncos won, but I think because of that, I think South will win and win by about, 4 points and first try Latrell as well.
Are you Fanatics, South or Brisbane?
Yeah, this is a difficult one to tip, actually. Very hard game to call. Look, I'll go Bunnies, but I'm not writing off the Broncos. I think the Broncos could give it a good crack as well. But, yeah, I'll go with the Rabbitohs in a close one. I'll go Rabbits by 4 for me. Yeah, I think it'll be a very good game.
I will go the Rabbitohs 1-12, Cody Walker first try. I think these sides are as full strength as they can be. And I know the ladder suggests otherwise, but I think South Sydney are better than the Broncos. But
Yeah.
we'll find out. Saturday afternoon, 3 o'clock at Seabar Super Stadium on the Gold Coast. I will be at this game on Saturday afternoon, actually. I'll be attending it. It is the Gold Coast Titans up against the Sydney Roosters. It seems like a last chance for either team. Whoever loses this game might as well book their flights to Bali now, but ProEnzo, Titans or Roosters?
I tip the Titans actually at home. I think Gold Coast might win this one. Roosters, I can't trust them. I really can't trust the Roosters. They might win this game, but based on how I've seen them play, no, they're no chance in my opinion. But Titans by 4, first try scorer. Gonna back Fafita first try.
Fair enough. Fair enough. What about you, Fanatics? Gold Coast or the Roosters?
Yeah, this is pretty much last chance for either teams to make their claims for a top 8 spot, and the Roosters really have to win this game now. It's pretty much done for them. But look, I've already ruled them out personally. But look, I'll go with the Titans here. I'm going to go with the Titans at home. Actually, I'll go Titans by 8.
I'll go the Roosters 1-12. I think it'll be a good game. This one, I think it'll be very high scoring, very entertaining. I think the Roosters just have enough to win. So I'll go the Roosters 1-12. And I'm going to go Lindsay Collins, first try scorer, boys. Bit of a roughie.
Yeah, that's
Big
bold,
Lindsay
yeah.
Collins.
Not bad.
The Queenslander to score first up in Queensland.
Yeah, makes sense, I guess.
Saturday, 5:30 from McDonald Jones Stadium in Newcastle. It's the Knights and the Storm. This should be interesting. I think this game will be close anyway, but Fanatics, Knights or Storm?
Yeah, look, I'll go with the Storm here. I'll go with the Melbourne Storm. I'll go Melbourne by 16. Yeah, I'll go Melbourne Storm by 16. I think the Knights could make it a bit of a good contest early on, but I think the Storm will just do enough to get the win over the Knights there.
Yeah. What about you, ProEnzo?
Yeah, I think Melbourne should be too strong. I'll go Melbourne 1-12 by 12 points and first try. I'll go Nick Meaney.
I think Melbourne will win as well. I think it'll be a good game, though. Newcastle will be up. I don't think there'll be much in this one, but I'm going to go Melbourne 1-12. And yeah, I'm with you. Nick Meaney first try as well. I think he'll score first. Saturday night, 7:35 from Townsville. It is my team, the North Queensland Cowboys, up against the Parramatta Eels from Townsville. The winner of this game will be in the top 8. So, big game this one. ProEnzo, which way do you see it, Cowboys or Eels?
Look, I know that they already played this year, but I think going back to last year and how these two sides played last time in a prelim up in Townsville, I think the Cowboys would love to get some redemption over the Eels after that controversy that occurred. So, yeah, it'll be a big game, I reckon. But I reckon the Cowboys can win this one by about 8 points. I think this is their ultimate comeback and revenge. Cowboys by 8. First try. Look, he's been too good at the moment. I know he didn't score last week, but in terms of try scoring, he's been great. I'll go with Simi Vallon, though.
Oh, I love him. How good's he going? What about you, Fanatics? Cowboys or Eels?
Yeah, it's a massive game, this one. I'll probably go with I'll go with the Cowboys. Yeah, Cowboys to win this one at home. I'll go Cowboys by 4. Yeah, I think the Cowboys will want to, get that win, obviously, to keep, their top 8 hopes alive. So, yeah, I think the Cowboys will win for me.
I think Cowboys will win as well. I think we'll get the job done over the Eels. I think it'll be a close game, though. Cowboys 1-12. I'm also going to go Valame first try. But, man, I would love to win by 30 against Para. I'd love to put a score on them.
Please do.
If we put a score on Parramatta, every team in the comp should be terrified.
Oh, yeah, Cowboys just jumped to be a dark.
Won 5 in a row. We're flogging everyone.
Crazy.
Flogged South, flogged Melbourne, beat Penrith, killed the Tigers, knocked off your boys down there at Brookie last week. Cowboys are on a roll. Look out. We win this one. Oh,
Yeah.
look out, everyone.
The momentum.
I don't think we'll spend long on the next one. Sunday, 2 o'clock, Penrith Stadium. Panthers, Dogs. Look, let's face it. It's men against boys here. I'm going to go Penrith, 69 plus. And I'm going to go Stephen Crichton for first try. This could be anything.
Yeah, look, I'll go Penrith by about, 85 points. And first try scorer, Isaac Tago, first try.
Yeah, I like it. Fanatics?
Yeah, Panthers very easily, comfortably. Panthers by 50 for me. Yeah, they'll be too strong, Panthers.
The only reason I will watch Penrith Bulldogs is to see if I get my multi.
That's about it. Fair enough. Bring a pillow as well.
Yeah, bring a pillow, bring some blankets. Sunday afternoon, 2 o'clock. If you have a big Saturday night, fuck. This game
Best
will be a
game
snooze
series.
fest. If you want to sit back and have a sleepy Sunday, well, this is the game for you,
No,
Yeah.
yeah.
mate. If the Panthers want, they could even break our 74-0 record over this weekend. If they wanted, they could.
They could. They could.
Anyway, last game of the round, Sunday, 4 o'clock, Shark Park, beautiful Cronulla. The Battle of the Beaches, the rivalry game, Cronulla versus Manly. ProEnzo, I believe you will be in attendance. Are you
Yep.
confident?
Yes, I'll be here, obviously, at the game. Look, I think we can push Cronulla, honestly. I think we can. But, look, I wouldn't be shocked if we lost at the same time. But, look, in saying that, I think for the rest of the year, I'll back the team to win games regardless of who we're playing. So I'll back Manly by 4. And first try scorer, I'll go with Ronaldo Mulatalo. But, yeah, look, it's a tough game. But I think we can push them.
What about you, Fanatics? Cronulla or Manly?
Yeah, sorry, ProEnzo here. I've got to tip the Sharks here. Yeah, Sharks
No,
by
it's okay.
12.
It's all right.
Yeah, Sharks by 12 for me. Yeah, they got to win this game after the defeat to the Warriors. So.
Manly are my specials of the round.
Oh, I
They'll
love
win.
that.
Oh,
They'll win.
well,
They'll win on the back of Cherry Evans. They'll win on the back of Ola Kawatu. I think Matt Lodge coming into the team is going to make a bit of a difference to the Seagulls. I'm going to make a prediction for Matt Lodge right now. I reckon Matt Lodge on Sunday in his debut will make 150 meters off the bench. He'll make a huge impact.
Wow. I hope so. 'Cause
Manly will win 1-12, and Ola Kawatu will be the first try scorer.
Yeah, I hope that's right because I think Lodge in reserve grade ran for 198 meters, so hopefully.
Well,
backs
look
it up.
out, Cronulla. I reckon he's going to fucking go nuts.
I hope so.
Unleash Lodge. Unleash him. Let him go nuts.
Please do it.
Anyway, there the tips done, and that's the podcast done for another week. Would like to thank you, Warriors NRL Fanatics, for coming on as a special guest tonight. And ProEnzo, as always, good to have you on. Fanatics, my friend, thank you for coming on, bro. I really appreciate your time tonight.
yeah, no worries. Thanks for having me on. It's good to be on the podcast again. And, yeah, can't wait for this week's games. And, yeah, it's going to be a good weekend of footy. And, yeah, thanks for having me on. It's been good.
All good.
And also, thank you to ProEnzo for another great show, mate. One of the best co-hosts on the planet.
Yeah, no worries, boys. Yeah, good show. Good to have Fanatics on as well. And, yeah, look, it's always good to do a podcast and a great breakdown podcast. So, yeah, good show and came for this week.
No worries. Getting close to episode 100 in a few weeks. Should be good as well. But anyway, thank you all for watching the show. If you're new, don't forget to like the stream, subscribe to the channel, and let us know what you thought of the podcast in the comment section down below. But anyway, we're getting out of here. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday night, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for the Thursday night football review between the Spoon Bowl, between the Dragons and the Tigers. Anyway, guys, until next time, take care, and good luck to your team this weekend.